I'll speak in English.
Okay.
Welcome, and thank you all for coming. And thank you to all of you Danes who have just turned in. This is a remarkable moment. I'm honored and humbled to present a very special guest. One of the greatest heroes of our time, Mr. President Zelensky. Few, if any, can understand the brutal reality you face, the responsibility you carry on your shoulders. Millions of Danes have followed you and your people from the very first day of this terrible war, and every day since. And now you are standing right here in Skrydstrup in southern Jutland, in Sønderjylland. Your leadership has inspired us all, the entire world. The extraordinary willpower of you and your people. On behalf of the Danish people, we are proud to have you here. You have our deepest respect and gratitude, Mr. President Zelensky. You are the face of good against evil, right against wrong. For almost 1.5 years, you and your countrymen have been fighting against a cruel and shameless aggressor. Against all odds, you have stood your ground, tirelessly defended your country. We see it in the eye of every Ukraine man and woman, the strength, the determination not to let the oppressor win, not to give in the use of brute force. You are fighting not only for your own country, but for free nations, men, women, and children all over the world. This battle for freedom, democracy, a safe Europe, and a just world is a battle that none of us can afford to lose. Mr. Zelensky, every day, you and your fellow Ukrainians have shown us what true bravery is. And for that, we owe you all the support that we can give. Since the beginning of the war, Denmark has been standing by you. And it goes for all Danes. Because we know that your freedom is our freedom. We also know that you need more. And that is why today we announced that we will donate 19 F16 fighter jets to Ukraine. Together with the Netherlands, we are the first country to make a solid and concrete commitment to donate Western fighter jets. And hopefully others will follow now. Ukraine's ability to secure your airspace is crucial. We hope and we believe that the Danish jets will help you defend your sky, to protect the Ukraine people, and help Ukraine take back the land that is rightfully yours. I am very thankful for the very broad political commitment from all parties in the Danish parliament, as well as the overwhelming support from the Danish people. President Zelensky, please take this donation as a token of Denmark's unwavering support for your country's fight for freedom. We stand by you now and in the future. And I promise you, on behalf of all Danes, no matter how long this terrible war might last, Denmark will not falter. And with these words, I am very proud today in Sønderjylland to pass on the floor to our honored guest, Mr. President Zelensky. Welcome to Denmark.
Too much hot and warm words to me, but I'm very thankful great honor to be here and to be thankful to you, Mette, your team, and of course to your strong, great people. Thank you that you are with us. And tomorrow I will have possibility to address to you, and I will have much time for it. And of course I will do it with pleasure from heart of each Ukrainian, and really we're thankful very much to you. Шановна пані прем'єр-міністр, шановна Мете, шановні присутні, шановні журналісти, дорогі наші воїни, які вже тут, яких я сьогодні бачив тут, в Данії, і всі наші воїни, які в Україні очікують, коли буде можливість захищати наше небо, коли у нас буде можливість застосувати F16. Сьогодні день дійсно сильних новин для України, дуже потрібних новин. Мета вже сказала головне. Я дякую за максимальну конкретність. Наші домовленості сьогодні, як і завжди, що називається, вони були без води. Такий точний і такий ясний зміст. Ми говорили, домовились про передачу Данією 19 винищувачів F16. Це дуже потужна підтримка для нас. Вже починаються тренувальні місії. Ми разом сьогодні спілкувалися з нашими хлопцями і дівчатами, які навчаються і будуть тут працювати з F16, а потім будуть працювати з F16 в нашому небі. Я був щасливий почути добрі слова про наших воїнів від колег, дуже чітку, справедливу похвалу. Вони мотивовані, як і всі ми в Україні. Мотивовані перемагати. І дуже важливий сигнал, який сьогодні прозвучав, що всі будуть робити все, щоб перші літаки була можливість. Як тільки буде можливість їх отримати, ми їх отримаємо. Не хочу більше про це говорити, про якісь дати, але це дуже важливий сигнал. Я дякую тобі, Мете, і всій твоїй команді, усьому суспільству Данії. Ще раз ми проговорили розширення сьогодні тренувальних місій. Алгоритм для нас зрозумілий, всю інфраструктуру повинні готуємо. Будемо разом працювати з іншими партнерами, щоб цей успіх для українського повітряного щита став ще більшим. Отже, за сьогодні Данія, Нідерланди, така важлива підтримка, така важлива можливість такої кількості літаків, які будуть захищати Україну і наших людей. Це потужна, проривна домовленість, я так вважаю. Сьогодні ми обговорили наші можливості на полі бою. Також допомога Данії у цьому одна із найбільш вагомих. Справді вона лідерська, це і протиповітряна оборона, і артилерія, і снаряди, берегова оборона, леопарди, бронетранспортери, машини для розмінування. Ми працюємо над посиленням наших можливостей не лише на землі, але й на морі, в обороні наших українських портів. Це важливо для глобальної продовольчої безпеки. Дуже важливо, що саме зустрічю в Копенгагені був окреслений формат спільної роботи радників з питань національної безпеки та представників МЗС з формулою миру. Вже не питання, чи буде формула реалізована, тепер питання виключно у тому, які держави проявлять своє лідерство для конкретних пунктів формули миру. Такий рух до реалізації формули миру бере початок зі стартових політичних перемовин, які були в Хірошімі на полях саміту Групи Семи, та із зустрічі радників саме тут, в Копенгагені, із конкретної роботи між радниками та дипломатами. Я дякую за вашу допомогу у цьому. Я хочу ще раз підкреслити важливість і чіткість участі Данії в зусиллях для відбудови України змістовність мети вашої роботи, абсолютна конкретність допомоги, зокрема нашому українському місту, яке постійно
which is permanently under shelling by the occupiers. Mykolaiv is a very good example, Mykolaiv, for other countries that want to help restore and protect normal life. Ms. Prime Minister personally visited Mykolaiv, and we were together with her. I know that the feedback on the cooperation between Ukraine and Denmark in the reconstruction and such important issue as reconstruction is extremely positive. And it is very important that we work together in all areas, in all details, to protect people, their lives, international law, and our Europe, free, strong, and giving the world more freedom. Thank you so much, Mette. Thank you, Denmark. Thank you, all the citizens of your wonderful state. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. And now we will open the floor for some questions.
Так, Наталя Фібріх, український телеканал
Ukrainian TV channel 1+1. Mr. President, today you were just inside the F16, and I know that our pilots even didn't have such an opportunity. How did you feel? And don't you think that this decision of Denmark and the Netherlands could maybe push other countries to easier take some decisions? And which decisions are you hoping for? Which types of armament is really necessary for Ukraine? If I may, Ms. Prime Minister, the question is the following. This discussion about those aircrafts was very long. So did you need, and whether you needed, to convince your voters why Ukraine needs those aircrafts, why this support is necessary for Ukraine? Why aren't you afraid and others are afraid?
Добре. Дякуємо.
Thank you, Mette.
У нас є
We have
Ми вдячні партнерам за їх
допомогу. First of all, we are grateful our partners for their support.
І дійсно у нас є
And really we have
коаліції,
several coalitions, rather important ones.
Не просто нам
were not that easy to get, but the outcome is there, and that is a fact. We had a united coalition of air defense, including Patriots. Yes, they are not enough so far, but we have a big number of different air defense systems, including Danish, who provided us different types of systems. Of different levels, but all of them are really needed. And during this year, we united lots of countries. As for air defense, which is insufficient, yes, we understand that, and the whole world acknowledges that. Because if it was enough, there were no missiles, or at least there would be missiles, but people wouldn't be killed. When is it enough? When is it sufficient enough? When everybody survives, at least to decrease these risks. We'll try to speed up these processes. We are working with the countries. We are powerfully working, and that's a very hard process. Today we are at the level when, for instance, NASAMS and IRIS-T are increased in numbers, and I'm thankful for our partners for that. But it's not that easy to deal with Patriots, and though we need to be as transparent as possible, today this is the most powerful system which does not allow to kill our people by any missile of Russian adversary. That is why to stop this terror is to work more powerfully with this coalition. Secondly, as for the modern armored vehicles, which would save the lives of our soldiers, not the civilians, but at the battlefield, yes, we feel this lack as well. The third point, what we are working on, we are thankful to the EU countries and the United States, the artillery rounds and shells. They will always not be enough. Of course, the supremacy at the battlefield as for the amount of ammunition and rounds is higher for Russia in times. But I'm sure that we will cope with that, we'll overcome this deficit. And again, This is a breakthrough day. Denmark and the Netherlands are the first signs. But I think that this signal, when you ask why, well, different reasons are there. Some people say that this is politics. Some people say that the society does not support that much. But I am grateful that the team, with the leadership of Ms. Prime Minister and the society, are united in this support. It is very important. And I think that the most important what takes place today is that this is a huge push for other countries which were in doubt whether to deliver jets to us or not.
First of all, thank you for your question. And I have to admit, as a Danish Prime Minister, there are so many things I'm proud about when it comes to Denmark and the Danish population. But one of the things I am mostly proud about in these years is that it has never been necessary for us as a government to convince the Danes about our support to Ukraine. The Danes are totally behind Ukraine, and it has been like that from the very beginning. We know that you are struggling. It has been now more than about a year and a half. And from the very first day, the Danes has totally been behind you. And all the signals we are receiving as a government is that this will be the case also in the future. So as long as it takes, we will be with you. And one of the things I'm really looking forward to while you are with your team are visiting Denmark is to show your president and to show the people of Ukraine that this is not only a decision made by politicians in Denmark. This is a population, and all the Danes are with you, and this is what we are going to show you in the coming hours from now.
Lotte Mejlhed, TV2 Denmark. For both of you, I would like some more information about when those F16 can be delivered to Ukraine. And then maybe also an important question, if there are any sort of conditions linked to the donation. For instance, that they can't be used to hit targets inside Russia. And if that is the case, Mr. President, do you then think that such conditions are reasonable? Thank you.
Can I start this time? Yeah, please. First of all, when we have decided to donate these airplanes and to train and start training, and we have seen it today, more than 70 people from Ukraine is now on the ground here in Sønderjylland, preparing for training. This is a decision about defending Ukraine. So the purpose of this donation is to defend Ukraine and the country. And on the concrete questions, when are we planning to deliver? Well, the screening is going on now. The training will soon be starting, and hopefully around New Year, the first group of planes will be leaving Denmark, going to Ukraine, around 6, and then hopefully next year, 8 more planes are leaving Denmark for Ukraine, and then the year after, 5 planes. So we will do it as quick as possible, and we just need all the technical details and all the skills to be prepared in a good way, and then we are ready.
I think Mette knows everything about the dates. That's it. I think when everybody will be ready, we will get them. The main thing that is the decision. We have a very concrete decision with a very concrete number. But on the days, it's also both sides have to work hardly. Not only training here, also our guys have to prepare our pilots and to send our guys here, engineers, pilots, and interpreters. And so it'll be big work. Also infrastructure in Ukraine with our mission, our side to prepare, of course, with colleagues who has experience in it. Of course, we will work together, but anyway, now that is depends on our unity. Conditions about Russia. We didn't speak about it, really. I mean, for us, the main thing to deoccupy our territory. So that is for this very concrete mission to defend ourselves, but because just also, you know, it's not only about counteroffensive. You know that the part of air defense systems. So for us, main goal to defend our houses, our people, our soldiers. That is deficit to have such heroes, and we can't lose them. That's why that is the main goal and the main target. We are not, you know, we are not Russians. We need Ukrainian land. That's.
Inter TV channel. I have the question to both of you, Ms. Prime Minister and Mr. President. Lately, we can hear so many statements and comments that in exchange of peace, in exchange of NATO membership, Ukraine will have to give up some of the territories. What's your attitude towards those statements? How would you comment? Is it the pressure of the West that the war is too long? Thank you.
You want to say? Yeah, please.
Well, I can be very clear on that. The question about the future of Ukraine belongs to the Ukrainians. And we have said that from the very beginning. It is up to Ukraine to decide when and how. And this will be the case for Denmark. We are going to support you as long as it takes, but the question about when you are ready to go into negotiations can only be taken by Ukraine.
Mr. President, what will you tell? The exchange of territories. We are ready to exchange Belgorod for our membership in NATO. Thank you. Belgorod is a city in Russia.
Mads Korsager from National Danish Broadcasting Corporation. Mr. Zelensky, while you were waiting for a decision on donation of heavy weapons, of fighter planes, Russia was preparing, digging trenches, preparing minefields. Do you think that in that waiting time there was an opportunity, there was an open window for a counter-offensive closing? And are you also afraid that the same countries that made you wait also will force you to do a deal with Russia about trading trading land?
Thank you for the question. Well, you know, it's a very complicated question. Why? Well, because our military, our soldiers did not provide any powerful counter-offensive actions before, because honestly we didn't have anything to do it with. If you have the deficit of armored vehicles, the deficit of tanks, everything is very simple. You will just lose the people. Thousands of people may perish, and you will just take 1, 2, or 5 kilometers, but you will lose thousands of people who will just perish. But you will not achieve the objective, which was the only one which we needed. That is deoccupation, the full deoccupation of all of our territories. That's it. We were waiting until we have capacities. Yes, during all these times, you are right, Russian Federation was mining and fortifying the territories. That is obvious. Lots of fortifications were made even 8 years ago, by the way, let me be sincere. Since 2014, 15, 16, they were doing that in Donbass. They were doing that after they occupied the part of our Donbass. That is a very complicated process, and we did not lose our motivation, and we are moving forward. I cannot criticize our partners, because today, as well as any other Ukrainian, I'm getting support from our partners, and that is why I can be only grateful for such support. That's it.
Thank you so much, all of you, for coming here today, and this was the end of the press conference.
Thank you so much.
Mette, thank you.
We need the hands.
No, I don't know.